I don't think Halloween could have a mascot.
Whoa.
Trick.
Christmas has Santa Claus. Easter has the Easter Bunny. Turkey has Tom the Turkey. What does Halloween got?
Turkey has Tom the Turkey.
Oh, yeah.
You mean Thanksgiving?
This is what happens when I don't get sleep. Yeah, Thanksgiving.
He's making stuff up because he made this up years ago with Tom the Turkey.
No, Tom the Turkey is real.
I think that's false.
That's false.
I mean, Valentine's Day has Cupid.
Yeah.
So you got that. The Easter Bunny, yep, you got that. Santa, you got that.
Who does 4th of July have? Uncle Sam?
Uncle Sam.
Uncle Sam. And then St. Patrick's Day has
The leprechaun.
Lucky Charms.
leprechauns.
Flag Day has the flags.
Does have the flag, yeah.
But what does Halloween have? That's the question.
What does Halloween have?
Mascot for Halloween. Everybody's going to say something different. You're going to say the pumpkin. You're going to say the boogeyman, Michael Myers. You're going to say Frankenstein. There's so many to choose from.
Witches, ghost.
I don't think Halloween could have a mascot.
Whoa, really? Is that where you're going with this?
Here we go again.
No mascot.
Here we go
I
again.
can't choose one.
Oh, my name is Greg. I know exactly what everyone is.
I can't choose one, so I'm going to give my top 4 here.
I mean, it is like fear fatigue.
All right, Walter, take it easy.
Where is Walter?
He's
Pretty
in the
much-
upside down world.
May 31st, 1989, Walter has been missing. When you guys think of Halloween, do you think, I mean, we talked about the icons of Halloween.
Candy.
Scott, is there truly, like, if you put it in front of somebody and said, this is the mascot for Halloween, do you think everybody would agree?
Rumsfield.
No.
Go ahead, Rumsfield. What do you think?
Yes, I think people will agree.
Really? So Mike says no. Greg says yes. People would agree.
Yeah. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah. Why? Why do you think no?
Okay, so we had asked people on social media and then just some people we knew. Here is what we got back. People posted, sent us messages. Lori said Jack Skellington, the Pumpkin King, should be the mascot.
Laurie Strode.
Yeah, Laurie Strode.
Yep. Laurie Strode. Go ahead.
I asked my dad. He said Count Dracula. Chad said Dracula or your standard issue ghost in a white sheet.
Yeah, that's a good choice.
Andrew said he wants it to be an iconic horror villain like Jason Voorhees, Freddy Krueger, or Michael Myers. Naomi said Michael Myers. Shane said Michael Myers.
Okay.
And that he says the reason he chooses that, he says everyone knows that the Michael Myers figure and mask. As soon as you see it, the PG-rated mascot should be Charlie Brown in his Holy Ghost costume.
I got a rock.
That's funny.
Vic Rands 621 said it's between Michael Myers and the Headless Horseman.
Good choice.
Ooh.
Maya said the Headless Horseman. Natalie said she did a Google search and found Stingy Jack. So that's who she's going with.
Yeah, that's the folklore, yeah.
Shell said probably some jack-o'-lantern guy. And then she said, if I were biased, I'd always say Art the Clown. But honestly, I think Michael Myers is the quintessential Halloween figure, pun intended. Tony says jack-o'-lantern. Jordan says jack-o'-lantern. Robert says, that's my son. He says jack-o'-lantern. Brian says a jack-o'-lantern. I would say the polygraph truth of what does that mean? Okay, of what the face of Halloween should be would be a jack-o'-lantern, because isn't Halloween all about spirits anyway, and don't jack-o'-lanterns represent those spirits? Lisa, that's my wife, she says a jack-o'-lantern. Tim says a jack-o'-lantern. So that's what we got.
A lot of jack-o'-lanterns.
A lot of jack-o'-lanterns. So 7 jack-o'-lanterns total. 1 for Stingy Jack, 2 for the Headless Horseman, 2 for Michael Myers, 1 for Jack Skellington.
He's like that in between. And we talked about it on the, for the Nightmare Before Christmas. He's more Christmassy, even though he is
Definitely Christmas.
the Pumpkin King.
He is the Pumpkin King.
I think he's like that in between world. I do love the pumpkin idea. I'm leaning towards that. I really am.
Even if it's not a character moving around, like it's not like a jack-o'-lantern's kind of like a static object, but that's fine for you, you think?
Because it could be anything. Like the jack-o'-lantern, like if we look at now the history of Stingy Jack,
Yep.
right? And we look at how far it goes back, there's some lore that goes back even further, but a lot of popular stuff is around the 1800s. And then it also has to do that story with the devil. He tricked the devil, and then now he wanders around purgatory looking for a place to really live, and the only thing he had originally was a turnip, where they carved a turnip and he had a light in it. Then it became a pumpkin.
Yep.
So the pumpkin's always been associated with Stingy Jack in a way, which I do love the character, but I don't think
Jack-o'-lantern.
No, but I don't think it's well known. It's not as well known.
It's not as well known, but if you type in mascot for Halloween, that's exactly what comes up.
Yes, but I guarantee if you ask people and you're like, yo, who's Stingy Jack? They'd be like, I have no idea.
No.
Because if you go, who's Michael Myers?
Everyone
they would know.
knows. Yeah.
Right. Before doing this episode, do you think you knew about Stingy Jack?
Well, I did, yeah.
All right, Grace.
But, like,
that was history.
I don't know why the mainstream has never made a movie about.
Actually, there is a movie. Came out in 2022. It's called The Curse of Bridge Hollow. This is a Netflix movie, Marlon Wayans, and it is about Stingy.
Marlon Wayans.
I didn't see it.
It's actually pretty decent. So it's a teenage girl who accidentally releases an ancient and mischievous spirit on Halloween, which happens to be Stingy Jack, which causes decorations to come alive and wreak havoc. Must team up with the last person she'd want to in order to save the town, her father.
All right. And you said it was pretty good. I do remember you talking about it, but
It was decent. It was decent. It's not amazing, but it's fun. It has a lot of cool Halloween stuff. It has a little bit about this Stingy Jack, and then you see all these cool Halloween decorations come to life. So it's a lot of different monsters and creatures.
just from seeing the trailer, what you sent over, see, this is why I don't like it. I love when Halloween movies are dark or orangey colors in the movie, where this one almost looked like it was shot in the daytime, and it
No, it definitely...
didn't seem like it had a feel of Halloween. The story may be really cool.
There's definitely there are definitely night scenes, and it has a cool
Yeah, but so there's scenes.
even during the day.
It's like Hubie Doobie's, what was that?
No, but that was shot amazing. Like that
It was.
that was shot with like grays. It felt like Halloween, even though it was during the day sometimes and it was sunny, but it had that.
That could have been such a cool movie.
Yeah, but it just had like
fucked
that
that
dark
up.
feel. Like I think that was probably a great picture, but yeah, the storyline and the execution wasn't great, and I didn't love that.
I mean, I know we're kind of going down a rabbit hole with this movie.
Dude, that's what we do here at the Halloweeniacs. The Halloween rabbit hole.
But I mean, during the day, it does have a cool Halloween feel. And then when it goes to night, then it feels like Halloween night. So you feel the whole day. What I was going to say is, because Matt, you brought up, okay, no one really knows Stingy Jack. So is there criteria that you're putting on finding a mascot? Like, should it be someone or something that most people know?
The way I look at it, and if a mascot, right? Like the Easter Bunny is the Easter Bunny for a reason. It's not.
The Easter Bunny is the Easter Bunny
All
for a
right,
reason.
Let me start that over. We're looking at a mascot. I don't want it. Like Michael Myers is one thing, and I understand it's well known. To look at Michael Myers and say he's the mascot of Halloween, I don't know. I don't see it. I mean, I understand it, but I don't see it. I'd rather have almost like what we talked about with like an icon. Where it is that pumpkin. And then maybe, yes, it's like Stingy Jack or like a combination of Sam. And if I'm really leaning towards everything, I don't like Sam when he takes off his mask, even though it looks like an alien rotting pumpkin. I wish it was just a rotting pumpkin look, not it, because it looks too alien to me. Where if it just kept the burlap sap over its head, I think Sam is a perfect icon for Halloween.
Well, yeah, because he enforces the traditions and the rules
Right.
of Halloween. And if you don't follow them, you're dead.
But again, like I look at it, all right, it's a horror icon almost. So therefore, will it be a mascot for Halloween? A mascot has to relate to like everybody, not just like horror fans. And I understand anytime you talk about Halloween, people gravitate towards horror.
That's true.
They're giving you icons from movies like Michael Myers, like your dad, Dracula, other people, the Headless Horseman, even though it's a story, but it's also a movie. And they're giving you things from movies. Even I did with Sam. If I'm picking an icon, I really do like Stingy Jack. And I wish maybe the name doesn't scream Halloween to me.
Stingy Halloween
Yeah,
Jack.
if it was almost like Jack or something with Jack-o'-lantern and they dressed it up a little differently, it wasn't just like this old haggard guy. maybe it was just like a pumpkin.
So I did look up mascots of Halloween and found this creepyla.com article from 2016, and they ranked 8 of them.
Can we pick them apart?
Let me list them off real quick and then pick them apart. Number 8, David S. Pumpkins, as played by Tom Hanks in the Saturday Night Live skit from 2016. Sam from 2007's Trick or Treat. That's number 7. Number 6, Mr. Moundshroud from the 1993 animated film The Halloween Tree. Number 5. You ready for number 5? Michael Myers from 1978's Halloween. So Michael Myers is number 5. Who could be better than that? Number 4, The Headless Horseman from The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, which was a story published in 1820. Disney made the cartoon in 1949. Number 3, Stingy Jack from an old Irish folk story about a farmer who managed to trick the devil. Number 2, Jack Skellington from Tim Burton's poem and the 1993 film The Nightmare Before Christmas. And number 1, you ready?
Oh, we're ready.
The Great Pumpkin, which made its debut in Charles Schultz's Peanuts comic strip in October 1959, who gained huge popularity in the 1966 Halloween special, It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. What do you guys think?
Can we go down a rabbit hole with the Great Pumpkin? Because I actually really like that number 1. The Great Pumpkin could be the ultimate mascot for Halloween, just because there's so much mystery behind it, and there's so much mystery behind Halloween, like its origins, the little bits and pieces of everybody's culture, kind of traditions that is sprinkled into Halloween. And Halloween is ever changing. Like, it's so different than when we were kids till now. And even if you go back 100 years from now, when it kind of first started and getting its grassroots here in America, but if you had something like the Great Pumpkin, which is really an American thing, when
Like pumpkin chunkin'.
right? When people think of Halloween, they think of pumpkins.
Yep.
The Great Pumpkin, you never see it in the cartoon. You don't know what it is. You don't know who it is. And I love that air of mystery. And we always talk about it on the show. The mystery aspect is so much cooler because you can make it up in your own head. And I think that's what Halloween is.
He's getting deep here. I like the idea of the mystery. The one thing I don't like is that you can't put a face on it.
Yeah, he's getting deep.
And I know that that's your whole point, which is cool. But if you wanted to have like a shirt or a cartoon about, I mean, I guess you have the Great Pumpkin, but you never see him.
That's the mystery.
So
You never see
this,
him.
but think about this throughout history, right? Like, everybody has always been trying to make their own icon or mascot. You know, that's how we got Michael Myers. That's how we got Sam. Sam started as a cartoon from 1997, which I thought we were going to get more movies from that because it was such a great movie.
That was a great movie.
Somebody had the idea and just said, this is my icon. And then again, look at how many different characters have come out because there isn't one particular icon or mascot for Halloween.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, like, you do have like a skeleton. You do have the ghost with like the white sheet. And you do have the pumpkin and the witch.
Right.
Those things are all...
Yeah, they're synonymous
Yeah,
with
they're-
Halloween because
yeah.
if you look at any, whatever you want to call it, there is always that ghost.
Haunted house.
Like,
what about the Crypt Keeper?
dude, I love the Crypt Keeper.
Yeah, he wasn't on anyone's list.
He was on no one's. What about a Scarecrow
Scarecrow's also another good one.
or Elvira, Mistress of the Dark?
I mean, when you think of Halloween or
I do,
like the traditions of Halloween, you think of haunted houses, you think of corn mazes, and you think of picking your pumpkins and carving them.
And witches.
But those aren't mascots.
No, they're not. But if you could kind of take the essence of all those and put them together, I think you could have a cool mascot.
Like leaves falling,
Yeah, but that's,
you know, the
again,
wind blowing.
Yeah. What are you talking about, Greg?
Now Greg's just going off. He dove over.
Greg is going for leaves for the Halloween mascot. Hey, everyone, put cookies out for the leaves.
I got one that I think is the best one, and that's that.
Wow. Greg thinks he has the best one.
Yeah.
Is it anything from this list?
No, it's not.
Well, real quick, before you list yours, I just want to mention a few others so you have other things to pull from. So there's Frankenstein's monster, Martians from War of the Worlds. That's a big Halloween radio program that people listen to from the 2016 movie The Barn. The three mascots, the Boogeyman, Hallowed Jack, and the Candy Corn Scarecrow.
Candy corn.
I did like that. But again, Sean, I believe his name is Sean. Sean trying to figure out a mascot for Halloween.
I mean, you can go down the rabbit hole of Scream, Jeepers Creepers.
No, you couldn't.
Yeah, well, Scream. How many movies do they have now?
Yeah, but it's not Halloween.
They weren't Halloween. Yeah.
I don't know. You think of Ghostface? You think Ghostface? Ghost.
Don't
Halloween.
get me wrong. There's a difference between a costume and a mascot.
Slimer,
I mean, that could be a good mascot.
Vankman.
But is that Halloween?
Of course it is.
So you think when you think of Ghostbusters, you think of Halloween?
Yeah, I do.
You're just naming everything now. Leaves.
I'm just saying. You could pick out anything. People pick out Dracula.
He says Venkman.
You know, Frankenstein, Wolfman. Get out of here.
I think that's what Walter, when he kind of sent us a letter, by the way, and I think it was Dracula, or was it Frankenstein? I think it was Dracula.
It was his hairpiece.
He said he had three mascots.
Everybody's got three. Why three?
Top three, I guess. So he wanted to go classic monsters. So the Wolfman, Dracula, and Frankenstein's monster. That's what he was.
How come no one picked Tom Hanks in The Burbs?
What about Dr. Klopek?
Klopek and
Dude, Dr. Klopek should be a mascot, and I think he's the mascot for Scary Story Society.
Yeah, he's a mascot for Halloweeniacs.
you could probably debate this forever, but
I think we can. And I like this. I like where this conversation's going.
let me ask you this question, both of you.
You can ask us anything. We're here.
When you think of Halloween towns, where do you think of?
Anoka.
Okay, Anoka, Halloween, and Salem. What is the symbol of Salem?
Oh, witches, Salem.
It's a witch.
Exactly. What's the symbol of Anoka?
I think they don't really have one, but it's a pumpkin.
It's a pumpkin. So pumpkin and a witch. The most iconic towns.
Witch. Yeah.
Yeah, the most iconic towns for Halloween is a pumpkin and a witch.
Perfect.
That should tell you something.
Art here.
Go ahead, Art.
Sanderson sisters.
Greg hates them though.
Awful.
See, that's funny. They could be great mascots because their costumes are colors of Halloween.
Awful.
And
It could be a black cat then.
It could be.
Could be Binksy.
You could have a number of different mascots, but so I think if we lean towards something with a pumpkin or a jack-o'-lantern, I think we are on the right path.
What about Elvira?
Elvira's a great one too.
Yeah, I like Elvira.
I know you do, Mike.
She's a big.
Yeah, she's big, Mike. Yeah.
Greg likes laughing at his own jokes.
Yeah, well, she used to be.
This is getting out of hand.
Well, she was a normal character at Not Scary Farm every year for Halloween. I think her last year was like 2017, which my son and I got to see.
Wait, she was actually there?
Yeah, she would perform a show at one of the theaters at Not Scary Farm. So my son and I saw her last performance, which was pretty cool.
Oh.
Yeah, but you would.
Why'd she stop? She just didn't want to do it anymore?
She's probably getting tired. I mean, I don't know how old she is, but I think she did it almost every night of Not Scary Farm. I'm not 100% about that, but if she did, yeah, it's a lot.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot. Let's see.
So where are we going?
Where are you going, Greg? I thought you said you had like the perfect one, Greg. And
I do.
So I want to hear what his perfect.
Elvira is 73 right now.
73. All right. Yeah. I'd be done with it.
We'll do a little exercise.
Here we
I
go.
do love Sam as a Halloween mascot. I'll throw that out there. But I don't think he is the Halloween mascot. If you close your eyes and think of Halloween, what do you see?
Matt.
What I see is the Halloween movie Pumpkin. Yeah, so that pumpkin.
You're saying 1978, the opening of Halloween.
Yep, the opening of Halloween, that pumpkin,
At the opening credits.
I think, is the mascot of Halloween. Just because it is a pumpkin, and the pumpkins go back as far as you can remember, and that pumpkin is probably the most iconic pumpkin that I've ever known.
I mean, Trick or Treat Studios did. I mean, you can get pins from like, I think it's Terror Threads or one of those places.
Yeah, I have a pin.
Do you have it?
I have a pin and I also have a poster. I think Greg always points out this poster that I have.
It's right there.
The Night He Came Home. And it's, John Carpenter's Halloween. It's not your typical, the one that you always see with the knife and like the face.
I actually made a template of that pumpkin one year and carved that exact pumpkin because there's a specific.
I do it a lot.
I do it
other
every year.
Not every year, but every other year.
I carved 2 pumpkins of Avara this year. It was
Yeah,
great.
you did. Greg's laughing at his own jokes again.
What are you going with, Matt?
You want me to go?
Yep.
I think Michael Dougherty really hit it on the head when he created Sam and the cartoon and the character. If it didn't take off its mask, I think it would be the best thing or the closest thing to a mascot we could have ever got, because it has that like pajama jumpsuit.
Oh, it's a onesie, yeah, because it's a kid.
The onesie, but you don't know if it's a kid.
Well,
You know, it's almost like an alien kind of thing, or is it some type of ancient druid, or is it something else like the Great Pumpkin?
it's maybe the leprechaun.
Yeah, it
from-
has candy, it has its bag. You know, it's almost like a Krampus type thing too. So I would have to say Sam is like the closest thing we could have got.
Okay. I like it.
Let me ask you guys this. What is the one story on Christmas that people read aloud and have done so for generations?
Rudolph.
'Twas the Night Before Christmas by Clement Clark Moore, which is from 1823, and which is where Santa Claus as a mascot really supposedly came to be. He became the mascot of Christmas because of that story, which we still read aloud, or some people do to this day. Here's where we're going with this. What is Halloween's equivalent story that has gone back generations?
Singly Jack.
1820s, Washington Irving. He's buried up in Terrytown, aka Sleepy Hollow.
The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. Most people were going with the jack-o'-lantern in our little poll, even if it was just the pumpkin. Greg himself went with the pumpkin. We all talked about that pumpkin as being an icon. So to me, my criteria was I wanted the mascot to be a character, something like Santa Claus. So to me, the closest thing to that, to having that character and being a pumpkin, is the Headless Horseman. So my pick.
I do like it because it does have a pumpkin in it.
Yeah, he does.
He does carry around that pumpkin, which is a
carry around the
symbol.
pumpkin. Yep.
That's where I'm going. Headless Horseman. Everyone knows him. He could be for kids. He could be if you're into the Johnny Depp movie and it's more kind of horror-like, or there are some horror movies with the Headless Horseman, but you have the cartoon. Everyone knows him. It has that icon. Boom! Headless Horseman.
I think we all came with the same theme, pretty much. It has that orange pumpkin, something to do with pumpkins. And I think most people would agree it has to do with pumpkins.
Yeah.
That's why I love the Great Pumpkin as the number one on that list. I think that's one of the few things that they got right on that list. So I think it has to do with pumpkins. And if you have a pumpkin in your mascot, I think it's a winner in my book.
Yeah, I think so too.
Dude, I really enjoyed this.
I love this street.
I do. I love this street.
Geraldo's going to dig up the basement next week.
And man, I love being a Halloweeniac. If you're a fellow Halloweeniac, you already know what to do. Help spread the word. Keep those jack-o'-lanterns lit, like Sam says, or he'll find you. Make sure to subscribe. Follow along to all the stuff. And until we see you in the pumpkin patch at the end of Mayfield Place.
Stay spooky.
Mike had to leave after this episode, so we didn't get to do trivia, but me and Greg are doing trivia now. I'm going to ask him a Halloween question that everybody should get right. So, when was the earliest reported trick or treat in the United States?
Okay.
Was it A, 1950, B, 1963, C, 1949, or D, 1928?
Rumsfeld,
Go ahead.
1928.
Look at you. D is correct. 1928. And that is your Halloweeniacs Halloween trivia.
Stay spooky.
Stay spooky indeed.